What is up? This is Dragon Slayer, and I am streaming live on Twitch. Welcome to our daily grind. And for our daily grind, we are playing Final Fantasy VI, aka Final Fantasy III, as it was originally known in the United States on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Great game. I've played it here and there over the years, but I think this is probably as close to as the original was, or as I could get without getting another Super Nintendo. And I could play it on my PC. I love it. It's just great. And it's a RPG that stands up over time. It's still amazing. It's still great. So without further ado, let's get started. This is Terra. Let's just take a look. The Magitech Elite, we don't know what her name is yet, accompanied by Wedge and Biggs. So there it is. Let's just go ahead and, of course, one of the perks of playing it in the Pixel Remaster is you have quick save. Actually, that's been a feature in a lot of the remakes of this game, but not of the original, right? Did not have a quick save back on the original version of this game. So we'll go ahead and take advantage of that. RPG rule number 1, save often. The locals are hostile. Right, so we've got Fire Beam. We've got Thunder Beam. Oh, we've got all kinds of stuff over here. Right, so there it is. Wait, this is a lot different without that music. You know, I feel like, I don't even want to get into it. I feel like the music is an essential part of the video game. But nonetheless. Right, so one of this game uses the same type of, let's go ahead and try out the Magitech missile. The same style of fighting that's been used throughout the series, 1 through 6. A turn-based team combat, right? And it is the source of the grind in this game. This is what you will do a lot of in this game. This is an essential part of the progression for this RPG. Ooh, it's getting us from both sides, and that's reflected here in the combat. Pretty cool. Oh, let's see. Should probably maybe heal up. Go ahead and want to heal everyone else. Banisher. Got banished. Right. Alright, we'll just... You know what? I did want to kind of explore the area a little bit to see if we can knock out do some things that perhaps the developers didn't expect us to do instead of just going straight to the objective. See if we can move around the environment a little bit. Nothing here. The only thing is here when we try to go back. It says, "Oh, we gotta keep going forward." So we're essentially trapped in this area. Here we get to explore a little bit off the path, but not very far. So it gives the illusion of choice, but there really isn't any. You have to go in one direction. Really, it's not until later in the game where you can start to kind of diverge off the path, kind of go and do what you want, explore where you want. But it does give a fairly good illusion of being able to explore throughout the first part. And in fact, it kind of continues a trend in Final Fantasies. I think in the original Final Fantasy, which is also very nicely done, uh, you get your airship right around level somewhere between level 12 and 15, I think. It's pretty early on where you can start to explore the world on your own without. I mean, certainly you're still stuck to the plot, but you can do a lot more exploration early on than say this part, the introductory part. There's really, again, there is a little bit where you could explore, but you couldn't really get anywhere because you're in uh, these Magitech robot things driving these things around. But we can get a legit save here. I want to learn about save points. Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. All right, we don't want to save over this guy. We had I spent 70 hours going through and knocking out the first playthrough. And beat it. That's what the star's for, I guess. Let's see. And I wanted to go through it at least once to enjoy it because it really is one of my favorite games. That I mean, it's great that I could play it again in all its glory, in slightly updated, uh, on my PC, like it is. And there have been other versions of it again, but I think uh, this one really is. I really like this version. Whatever. Bioblast. Hey, we get some AoEs going. It's too bad we can't AoE heal. Let's give her some heals. I think this version seems to be the closest to the original spirit of the SNES version. I don't know. Extra bits, the extra material that have been added in over time. To me, they didn't really add in. The Dragon Den's just like a place where you go fight things. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not like extra content. It's barely extra content. It's I don't know, maybe low effort extra content where you get really cool items for just basically fighting things you've already fought. I don't know. It just adds on to the grind. It doesn't really add on to the game. It adds on to the parts that aren't particularly fun instead of the parts that are really fun. And so the omission in this version of it actually is pretty refreshing for me, anyways. Other people might miss it. I do not. Oh, here we do have some magic we can use on the side. There we go. Let's go ahead and get another save. I do like to, again, RPG rule number 1, save often. Right, so. Now, in terms of exploration, there was one dead end. No reward for exploring that dead end. That really is the basics of the fighting, right? Doesn't really vary much from this. Yeah, I mean, you've got different elements you can use. Oops. Still seems like I'm going the wrong way. Oh, because we got to tap our A button. There wasn't a dead end. I'm just stupid. There it is. Boom. So we knock that down and we keep moving. We're not handing over the Esper, says the guard. Yes, you are. Right. Our first boss. Again, this is kind of like a tutorial, essentially. Gives you all the basics of the game. All right, Wedge gives us some tutorial here. Ever heard of a lightning whelk? It's a monster that absorbs lightning and stores the energy in its shell. Right. So whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Got it. All right, so let's just go ahead and hard. Oh, crap. Too late. So every time you hit it when it's in its shell, it hits you back. So you'd speed things up a little bit with the auto. You know what? We're going to have to change the speed of combat, I think. A little slow. We'll fix that. Right. So what are we doing here? We're not attacking. We're just going to go ahead and heal when it's in its shell. Makes sense, right? Right. Now it's going to pop its head back out and we will attack. Kill. And honestly, I think the mechanics of this particular fight are probably more complicated than most of the boss fights. I mean, this is about as complicated as it gets, really. Most fights you can put on the auto combat, and it's not a problem, assuming you have sufficient levels. So again, we're just kind of waiting for this guy to pop his head back out. Day. Got him. And I'm at full health. Haha. Right, so nothing incredibly complex. And since we got them, let's go get a save. Save often, but not too often. Alright, let's see. Do we have a tent? No. Moving out. Oh, I forgot to change the speed of the combat. Sorry about that. We'll get to that here momentarily. Speed it up slightly with using the auto combat. So let's take a look at configuration. Oh, yeah, right up the top. That's where we want. And we do not want wait. We want active. Let's just go with very fast. Why not? Cursor memory, we'll just go ahead and put that on. And we can even try out the continue auto battle. Why not? Alright. These are just basic, what a lot of people call quality of life improvements to the game. Let's just go ahead and get into a fight real quick and see. And so the auto combat keeps you going from the last time. Speeds things up. There it is. Let's go ahead and get a kick. I'm going to go ahead. First off, I'm going to turn this continue auto battle off. Not quite what I want. Want a little bit of control, at least. Right, so... you know what? Whatever. Let's just quick save and go knock this out. So here we go. This kind of mirrors the action in this game. In the tutorial, we go from grinding out against the trash, right? We take out the trash, then fight the boss, and then we have some story. The frozen creature begins emitting an eerie light. All the dialogue is very condensed too. We don't have pages upon pages of dialogue. It's a sentence or two each time, right? Just enough to give a sense of the action, the description, and to give clues about what's going on moving forward. Right, so I am in bed, having recovered somehow. Must have passed out, right? It was one of those nights, you know. Go ahead and get a quick save. Goodbye, Biggs and Wedge. Alright, oh my, and only just removed the crown. Alright, my head hurts. So the slave crown was controlling our hero Terra. Right. So this game does give you the option to name your own characters. Why would I go with anything other than Terra? I don't know, but some people seem to like it, or some people seem to like to have the option of naming their own characters. But here we go. My name is T for Terra. There it is. Default names are more than adequate. Right, the guards are coming for Terra. She's an agent of the Empire. Again, we've moved the plot along with what, 3 sentences? All right. It's all extremely efficient. Even if you're just, hitting the button to progress the window to the next bit of dialogue, you still have time to read the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of modern day RPGs, it's just like, you know, 6 or 7 pages of, a paragraph or two each page, and you're stuck there reading it or listening to some uh, voiceover. Just why? Why do we need all of that? I think when we told RPG designers that we wanted better stories, they thought, oh, well, let's just add more in and not make the story better. Let's just add more lore into it. That'll do it. I don't think that's really the solution. The solution is what this game does: stay efficient, move the story along, and use dialogue for various characters as ways to give clues to where items might be or where various subquests might be. That's really the way to do the thing. Up there, nice, simple. There isn't a long, drawn out uh, dialogue we have to listen to. Blah blah blah. It's just gives you enough dialogue to get you into the action and then put you in the action. Because ultimately, a role playing game is playing a role. It revolves around the story, the action of you, the player, making the story. It's not about Lord's nice and all, but come on. 90% of quests in modern day RPGs, we just tap through the dialogue as much as possible. We might read through it once, and after that, it's over, right? I don't think that's the solution, or a very good solution, personally. Right, so let's get a save here. Right, so now we're on our own. We don't have our cool Magitech armor. I feel like when Terra attacks now, her eyebrow kind of raises up and she looks mad. It's great. Pixel art is really nicely redone. Right, so let's go ahead and get this treasure chest. Sleeping bag. That'll be useful. So here we go. A phoenix down. Hooray. Right, we're about half health right now. Let's go ahead and heal up. Right, so one of the nice new features, again, it's not new to the Pixel Remaster, or it's not new to Final Fantasy VI, it's just new in comparison to the original Final Fantasy III. Right, so we do have maps, and if you hit Y while you're in this map and switch out to the world map, it will tell you in the bottom left hand corner how many chests are left or how many chests you have. I have 2 of 3 so far, and missing an item as well. Nice feature if you happen to be going for that 100% completion on the chests and items. So let's just take a look. I don't see any more chests in here. So there's probably one up ahead. That looks like a secret door that I cannot access currently. So yeah, we're just gonna attack, attack, attack. I would say one of the downsides of the system for magic and spell points or magic points is that if you don't know where your next save game is, or you don't have a tent or a way to regenerate those magic points, you're less likely to use magic, right? It's probably just more efficient to use basic attacks and save those magic points for when you actually need them, which is the same problem we have with the heal potions in this game. End up never using them because of limited supply. Now, the magic points aren't in limited supply if you know where your next save is and you have a tent. You can freely spend all those magic points you want. But it just kind of limits the usefulness of magic. I would think that having regen as part of the game would be pretty important. Right, so here we have a memory. Kefka is introduced. He is our foe in the game. The antagonist. There's Terra, General Leo, as well as the Emperor Gestalt. Hurrah! Long live Emperor Gestalt. There it is. Right, and then we see the introduction of Block. I'm not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter. Right, so again, we have the option to change the name if we want. I will not. I'll just go with the default. There's a huge difference between treasure hunters and thieves. Or perhaps archaeologists. I don't know, and grave robbers. I don't know what the difference is. Right, the city guard are pursuing Terra. Oh, hey, I have this. Let me just make a. We're gonna have to make a. We're gonna have to stop the stream here a little bit. I think I'll go ahead and get a save and get out. I've got a technical difficulty I need to fix real quick. I've got this marked as I'm playing Stardew Valley. not Final Fantasy VI. So that's a problem. I wouldn't want people to think that I'm playing Stardew Valley when it's actually Final Fantasy VI. But we're right in the middle, coming up on a fight here, so we'll have to wait on that. All right, so here's an introduction to the Mughals. And we'll see them again. All right, use us to protect Terra from the guards. Would you like an explanation? No, I would not. Right, and again, this is kind of a tutorial for another part of the game later on. But again, you can switch your parties here, which if you're using a controller, it's left stick or left trigger, sorry. Right, so this is the party. I can only access Lock. He is already optimal. Nothing really to switch with. No other equipment. Oh. Right. Spear, Morningstar, and Mithril Claws. Hey, these guys have some cool stuff. So let's just take a look at the statuses. Alright, so this is your basic character sheet for this game. Your strength, your agility, stamina, magic, attack, defense, evasion, magic defense, magic evasion, right? And your experience and how long till the next level. And of course it has your hit points. And it would also have your magic points if we're at a point in the game where everyone was using magic. But that doesn't come till later. For the time being, Locke does not use magic. Right, and so if we switch up, and that's party number 2, and then this party, and they each have their own names. Mogsy, Mogwin, Mugmug, Cosmog. Right. So those are our allies for this fight. We're going to go ahead and start moving out. Yeah. Right. We'll just go ahead and knock out fights here. There it is. Got 2 potions. All right, let's move these guys back. Mug learned Twilight Requiem. Right, just taking out these. Most of the time, combat though is not. There isn't a guy moving around. It's just random, right? So this is kind of not the rule, but you'll see it, or we will see it occasionally used. where there will be a graphical representation of the monster on the screen, like this. Oops. Let's go ahead and use a potion. I think I wanted to. That was the dance. I don't know if we'll get to him or not. There it is, Twilight Requiem, Cave In. 3 points of damage. Running low on potions. Got high potions. Right, again, we'll put the auto fight or auto combat on, and it goes a little bit faster. Which is nice. Got one guy almost dead there. Actually, you know what? We'll stop wasting potions. Just start moving these guys in. Let's get a quick save, just in case. Right, so sort of a boss fight. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and steal some things. See if we actually get the steal or not. Oh, I killed one of my guys. Bastard. DED. Thanks, Mughals. We're in your debt. Sorry you had to die. Alright, moving out. Lock uses the secret switch to open the secret path, secret door out of the caves. Alright, Locke's gonna keep her safe. He promises to keep her safe. So there it is. Moving out. Go talk to this guy. This is a school for the beginner adventurer. It's true. Gives you a whole building with a tutorials on much each aspect of the game. Right. There we go. Go ahead and save. Again. Why not? Oops. Don't want to oversave this. But it's pretty good. The save system's solid. It doesn't start you off at uh, the first file. It starts you off at the last file you saved on, which is probably the best solution. Of all the solutions I've seen for save file games and the way it works, that's probably the best one. Right, so we're going to cut it off there. I'm going to make some changes. Again, the game says on Twitch it says I'm playing Stardew Valley. I'm not. I'm playing Final Fantasy VI. I'm going to go correct the mistake and take a look back at the video, see if there's anything else I need to fix. I'm working through some technical difficulties. So there's that. My bad. We'll get right back. I'll get back to streaming this soon. So with that, right, this is Final Fantasy VI, and we'll continue playing this here momentarily. Thank you, Twitch viewers. Appreciate y'all. Dragon Slayer out.